Coming up next on the Legacy Journeys podcast.
We had a baby.
Yep. Mainly it showcased Nelly's black and white ball, his annual black and white ball. And that was pretty good because the purpose of that ball was to raise money for kids to go to school.
Oh, okay. I missed that. Okay.
Yeah. So that was a big deal. He had been doing it for years. Yeah. So
yeah, that was dope. But you could see on there because Ashanti was running late.
Oh yeah.
Like she was mad late. And you could tell he was like pissed.
Yeah, he was 38.
Like he wasn't trying to be all lovey-dovey. He was just like, let me chill right here. Let me gather myself.
Right.
Because he said he liked to go out and mingle
with the people,
right, before the actual event.
Right.
And he wasn't able to do that because she was like about 40 minutes late.
Yeah, she had to get ready.
Right.
And I mean, I get that. And that's something I guess that he's gonna have to learn too, as when you're living with a woman and then you got a superstar wife.
And then you got a baby.
And a baby, right.
Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Legacy Journeys, where couples over 40 come to embrace the now, explore what's next, and evolve their relationship with real talk, real love, and a whole lot of laughter. I'm your host, Liv, along with my co-host,
Carlton, the host with the most, coast to coast. How y'all doing out there? And how you doing, Liv?
I'm great. How are you?
Good. You're always looking fly. I want to make sure I give you your props.
Oh, thank you.
I appreciate
it too.
Well, you know what? I got my Polo Bear shirt. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
As a tribute to Nelly's grandson. And if y'all have been little Ace, yeah. So if y'all have been watching Nelly and Ashanti's new reality show, We Belong Together, check it out. It's on Peacock, and that's what this is going to be about. So today we're going to review episodes 5 and 6.
Yeah.
And if you haven't seen the previous reviews that we did on episodes 1 through 4, we're going to put a link in the description and a card right here for you to check it out.
Right.
So spoiler alert, if you haven't seen it, any of it, up until this point, you may want to go and watch it.
Yeah, go and check it out and then come back.
Yes.
Always got to come back.
Yes.
And let us know what you think in the comments.
Yes. And one more thing before we get into it, make sure you subscribe to our channel. We're getting plenty of views. A lot of y'all are returning viewers. Go ahead and give us a subscription. You know, hit that button.
Why
it's
not?
Free. You know, and you're going to be spending time doing it anyway. So we're going to drop some nuggets on the episode for y'all today.
The 5th episode was called You Can Find Me in St. Louis. And it starts with Nelly having a photo shoot at an iconic St. Louis location called Busch
Stadium, yeah.
Busch Stadium, home of the St. Louis Cardinals.
Yes.
And he was just, highlighting his route.
Well, he was actually, he talked about that, right? Because he wanted something a little bit more. And one of the new pieces of clothing that he had baseball, like a baseball theme to it.
Gotcha.
So that's why they wanted to go ahead and, see if they can get the stadium.
Right.
And they were able to get it, which was pretty cool. So, you got the chance to see him out there because he loves baseball. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so you got a chance to see him out there. And it was so funny because he was in business mode because he had spent money. He had to pay to turn the lights on and to rent the stadium. And he was
I can't even imagine how much that costs.
He started talking about the light bill. I can only imagine how much it costs. Yeah. But if it's gonna, he can get to write it off because it's business. But it was pretty cool to see how he actually, put the photo shoot together, and he was talking to the people who was in charge of security. So that was pretty good. And one of the things they did in the episode too is they kept going back and forth between Ashanti and the kids at the house. They were at the mom's house.
Mom's house, right.
So they kept going back and forth between the photo shoot and, her talking to the kids and the kids having, fun and, enjoying each other as the blended family unit. So I thought that was pretty good.
Yeah. And Ashanti was having a conversation with, is it Chantel?
Chanel.
His daughter. And they were just talking about how it's crazy that they basically became moms around the same time.
Right.
And she was saying that back when they first met, she was Chanel was saying that she was like around 12. She was like, I don't know how old I was, but I knew that I was old enough where I knew the lyrics to all your songs. And she had posters of her, which I thought was cool because back then my daughter Taylor was an Ashanti fan, and we're gonna put up a picture.
Yeah.
I hope she don't get mad, but I just can't help it. But she was Ashanti for Halloween one year. She had on this little gold outfit with the microphone, and it was really cute.
Yeah,
so we're gonna show y'all a picture of that. And so and Chanel was also saying that she thought it would be dope if they would move to St. Louis so they boys could grow up together. You know, and I was like, yeah, that would be a good idea, you know, for them to grow up together. But I don't know. I don't think Ashanti, it doesn't look to me like she really wants to live in St. Louis. I think she prefers New York.
Yeah, and I think that's going to be an ongoing theme.
Oh, yeah. That's
there,
definitely going to be an ongoing thing.
Yeah, where are they going to live?
Right.
You know, because again, he's expressed that he doesn't want, he's not
living to live in New York.
Yeah.
And she keep talking about New York and how dope it was and, you know, how it's this mega state. And I'm like, yeah, but you know me, I'm thinking about the taxes. New York is just a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot
to live in. And so if you willing to deal with that, fine. I can't imagine it being a nice place for a kid to grow up. But I'm not from there, so I don't know. But
right. Well,
we'll see.
A lot of our New York friends have survived.
I mean, well, yeah. I mean, they have. I mean, I have, you know, friends that are from there that I guess love it. I just can't imagine.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was good seeing them communicating and you know, I guess sharing that bond with having boys.
Right.
Because she had on her shirt. First of all, yeah, she is all, you always see her with some boy mom gear, some KK.
She had a customized New York hat that had KK on it.
Yeah, she all about that boy life.
Is. And I mean, I get that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that's
first time mom.
I get it. Yeah. So, but the kids, they were also talking about going to New York. You know, they wanted to go to New York. Now, he has adult kids, you know, and then KK is the new baby. So he has adult kids, and the kids are like, yeah, we want to go to New York.
Who gonna pay for
the ticket?
He like, shit, y'all grown.
Right,
if y'all want to go to New York, y'all could go.
Right.
Yeah, he be cracking me up.
I'm feeling him though. Like, he like, yo, y'all ain't got to wait for me to pay for the ticket. You know, y'all can buy a ticket and go. You
could go as little or as much as you want. Because y'all are grown.
Exactly.
I ain't even mad at that. But you know I'm sure he'll end up paying for it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he paid for everything else pretty much. I mean, why wouldn't he? But I think it was for the show.
Yeah. But he got to play hard.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, so they wanted to go to New York and they were talking about going for Christmas.
Yeah, and that was another thing where they were going to spend Christmas at.
Right.
You know, because, you know, Nelly's family, of course, like we just said, is in St. Louis. Her family is in New York.
Right.
So that was another undertone thing that they were talking about. And something else that was cool in there too. So what they kind of did in this particular episode 5, they just kept switching back and forth. So once Nelly was done with the photo shoot for Apple Bottoms, he came back home, but Ashanti was gone and she went to go do her own promo shoot for a movie that she has coming out called No Excuses. No, it was called No. I got it written down right here. No Address.
No Address.
No Address.
That was the name.
Yeah. So it was a socially conscious movie about veterans who, you know, get strung out and maybe homeless and, you know, things that happen in real life.
Strung out on painkillers.
Painkillers, yeah, which is crazy. So it was good to see that. But like you said in the last episode, it's a great platform for them to launch their businesses.
All of it. Yeah. I'm not even mad.
Yeah, me either.
Yeah.
And then like toward the end, like when he came back home, he started having conversations with the kids, you know, and that's what they was talking about. Like, yo, I ain't paying for no New York.
Oh, right.
And then, and it kind of flipped. Like originally, Chanel was talking to Ashanti.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So this time she's talking to her dad.
Yeah,
and that was pretty cool.
Because she was saying, making it known that she wants to get married.
Mm-hmm.
But she said she wanted to have the big boom. He was like, boom, I don't understand what you're talking about. And she was like, wedding. And he was just like, okay, well, yeah, you ain't got to have all that to say that you're married.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's nice.
Right.
But, yeah, you could save a whole lot of money. And I totally agree.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, ain't nobody nowadays trying to spend thousands of dollars on a wedding just so you can wind up divorced a couple of months later.
Right.
And so he was talking to her because he said, which I thought was great advice. He was like, the goal is to die married and not to have been married.
Yeah.
And I totally agree.
He was dropping some knowledge for first time being married.
Because she wanted to know from her dad, like how's it feel?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? As far as having a girlfriend and being in a relationship and getting married. He was like, yo, it's different.
Right.
Because when you get mad, you can't up and just leave, and when you get married, you're making a vow to be there till death do you part.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that it was nice that he gave her that information, especially coming from a man.
Mm-hmm.
And not just saying, oh, well, yeah, get married,
right.
Have the big lavish wedding. No.
Right. He just gave her some real down to earth,
for real advice.
Right.
From a parent.
Mm-hmm. So we want to know from y'all, how do you think Nelly and Ashanti balance their careers while they're nurturing their family bonds?
Mm-hmm.
Are there signs of real connection between Ashanti and Nelly's children? I mean, we see that.
Oh, yeah, I see that.
We see that.
Yeah.
And does seeing Nelly in dad mode change your perception of him? Because a lot of people don't realize, how caring this guy is, Like I said, every time I watch an episode, I gain more respect.
Me too. Because he look, they were talking, him and his daughter, because I think his daughter is 30, at least 30.
Yeah, because he said he was 19.
Right. Yeah, so I think she's in her 30s.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, he did what he had to do for his family, and the house didn't burn down.
Right. Nobody got hurt.
All is good.
Nobody got permanently hurt.
Right. And so, yeah, it was just, like I said, I have just more respect for both of them.
Right.
And I'm not going to stop saying this. I love them together. And just real quick, if y'all haven't checked out, so they were on Angie Martinez's radio show. I'm not sure what the station is. But anyway, they were both on there. And if y'all haven't seen that, check that out, because funny. That shit was hilarious. Because Angie was asking, how is Nelly, married, different from when y'all were dating? And he was talking about this app. I had never heard of this app before they brought it up.
Right.
And it's called the Yuka app. And apparently it tracks everything, things you should be eating, and it tracks your shampoo,
right? All the
soap,
ingredients
in there. Anyway, he was like, I'm going to freaking destroy that app.
Right, because he was talking about food.
Right, because he was saying how he can't have his Doritos and how Ashanti be on his ass.
No, it has
I
salt.
ain't even mad to be healthy.
Right.
And she was like, Angie was like, what, the Yuka app? And she was like, yeah, the Yuka app. He was like, you could go to hell.
Right. You could go to hell.
With that app. And oh my God. It was dude. So, but they are just hilarious together. I absolutely love them. But it was just the fact that, he was saying that she always telling him what to do, but it was in a good way.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because she wants him to be healthy. And she said, I want you to be here as long as possible, right. Especially with this baby. Right. So, yeah, I'm not even mad at that, but y'all gotta check that out. It was hilarious. And again, I just love them together. I really do.
All right.
Yeah.
So let's move on to the next segment, which is episode 6. Yes.
Which is, we had a baby.
Yep. And it showcased Nelly's black and white ball, this annual black and white ball. And that was pretty good because the purpose of that ball was to raise money for kids to go to school.
Oh, okay. I missed that. Okay.
Yeah. So that was a big deal. And he had been doing it for years. Yeah. So
yeah, that was dope. But there was but you could see on there because Ashanti was running late.
Oh yeah.
Like she was mad late. And you could tell he was like pissed.
Yeah, he was 38.
Like he wasn't trying to be all lovey-dovey. He was just like, let me chill right here. Let me gather myself.
Right.
Because he said he liked to go out and mingle
with the
people
right.
before the actual event.
Right.
And he wasn't able to do that because she was like about 40 minutes late.
Yeah, she had to get ready.
Right.
And I mean, I get that. And that's something I guess that he's gonna have to learn too, as when you're living with a woman and then you got a superstar wife.
And then you got a baby.
And a baby, right. She was talking about, I gotta go in here and pump. I gotta stop it. Yeah.
Right.
So she had to get ready. Yeah. So he was 38.
Yeah, he was mad. High. You could tell he was mad.
Yeah, he was high.
But once they, got in front of everybody, he sucked that shit up. Yeah. And kept it moving.
Yeah. It was good to see that. And of course the celebs were there and everything. Mm-hmm. And one of the things I thought was cool in that event was the mayor of St. Louis gave him the key to the city. And I thought that was pretty cool. And then he brought his boys up. He brought
his boys, and they got one too.
They got one
I'm like,
too.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You make sure you take care of your whole crew.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, me too.
I absolutely love that.
Me too. So, yeah, that was really good, and showing that he's giving back to the community. And one of the things they had in there, too, and the reason why the episode was called Baby, 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 is the rumors about her being pregnant again with baby number 2. And so they had to squash the rumors in there. It took the time to squash it in the episode, which was, which is interesting because Polo the Don, Atlanta's own.
He the one who
he was like,
out.
He let it out the first time that they was having the baby. And Jay was like, yo, Polo come to the black and white ball, keep him off the mic.
Right.
Don't let him say anything.
Right.
Because he'll have people asking questions, and I think that's what started it. He had all the rumors going about them having another baby.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was pretty good.
I think she going to, though.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised.
I really think they're gonna try for another one.
Yeah.
I can't imagine them staying at one, especially his kids are grown. So
right.
I think they would have another one. Yeah. I really do.
Yeah.
I would be
somebody
shocked if they didn't. Yeah, absolutely.
That's it. Now that's if they don't move to St. Louis. Because remember the daughter, so the grandson and the uncle will be able to play together because they
Right.
That is so funny to think
I know. But hey, we've all been there with our family.
Yeah.
Granddaddy is a Rolling Stones.
Yeah, I guess. I guess.
Saying.
Look, I don't know what my granddad was doing. He got a lot of kids. I got a lot of uncles and aunts.
And you got aunts that are younger than me. You. So there it is.
Yeah, he was getting it in, y'all. I ain't mad. His libido stays with me in my cells.
And then what was funny also was because she's breastfeeding,
mm-hmm.
and so he was like, yo, like, when can I get them back?
Right.
He done had them for a minute. He was asking her how long was she gonna breastfeed for, and she was like, maybe till like 1. He was like, yeah, okay. Don't let that kid be walking and walk up to your boob and just put it in your mouth.
Yeah, they were tripping.
They always be clowning.
Yeah. And I think it was cool. Like, they finally settled on where they were going to have Christmas at.
Oh, yeah, because they had Christmas in St. Louis.
Yeah, so that was cool. So, they showed him talking about Christmas and how things were for him growing up and, about Santa Claus.
Oh, yeah. So they rented a Santa Claus.
Right.
Yeah, which I thought was dope. And they showed
that little scene. He went up and started. He was punching Santa Claus.
Talking about because he didn't get shit for Christmas.
Right, he didn't never get the stuff he wanted for Christmas, so he started acting like he was attacking the Santa Claus.
Because he said, I forgot what he said he wanted.
Right.
He asked Santa Claus for something.
Right.
And he said he never got it.
Right.
And so when they showed a scene with him just like beating Santa Claus.
Yeah, it was like, yeah, these for all the years I didn't get my gift and everything. So it was pretty good. So episode 6, winded up pretty good on a good note.
Yeah.
And so we got some questions for y'all about episode 6. What do the pregnancy rumors reveal about the public's pressure on celebrity couples? Because it was the rumors that fueled all that stuff up. You know what I mean? Like, yes. And it's so funny how the public is, man.
Yeah, I'm sure honestly, in this situation, I don't even think it's the public pressure. Like I said, I can see them having another baby.
Well, do you remember what Momager said? Momager was like, yeah, these people have these are rumors, and if the people don't have something to talk about, they'll make it up.
They will make up shit.
They will make it up.
That's basically what they're doing now.
Mm-hmm.
By saying, oh, she shouldn't go back, and he's this and that. She settled for him, and I'm like, where are y'all getting this information from? Like,
right.
It doesn't. Nah, I can't. It doesn't look to me like she settled.
Right. Okay. So, how do Nelly and Ashanti handle stress differently, and what does that say about their dynamic? And the last one for episode 6 is: are they aligned on big picture family plans like kids, marriage, and traditions?
Yeah, I think so, absolutely.
Yeah.
Because he was even saying how he never got anything for Christmas like that. And so any little thing he gets, he's appreciative.
Right, he said he was very appreciative.
Right,
yeah.
And so with Ashanti, with her upbringing, she celebrated Christmas. Because she was saying how her and her sister are like 8 years apart. Mm-hmm. And so before her sister, she was spoiled.
Right. She was basically like the only child.
Right. And so I'm like, I thought that was interesting, because now he's like, they celebrated together and it's just one big happy family time,
memories and
stuff.
So,
yeah, they're absolutely fine.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, they're fine.
Yeah, so thank y'all again for checking out this review, and make sure you give it a thumbs up, and please subscribe if you already haven't done so. We know a lot of you all are watching, and it makes us feel good. Number one, to see the subscriptions going up, and also it motivates us to keep on putting out videos. All right, so share this with someone who you may know that's a Nelly and Ashanti fan, and want to know more about that particular reality show.
Okay, because I know I'm a fan. I'm definitely a fan.
Yep.
If I wasn't before, I'm definitely one now.
Right. Yeah, I think so too. I think I'm more of a fan. You know what I mean? More.
Because I've always liked Nelly. Ashanti, I liked her, but I'm not. I don't know. There's not an age gap. I mean, I was into her music. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But watching this now, definitely a fan of both of them.
Yeah, me too. And I love their work ethic.
Yes.
Straight up. Yeah, I love their work ethic. So. Lastly, y'all supporting the movement. Get you some swag, some Legacy Journey swag.
Yes,
www. Yes,
mugs.
Yes,
tote bags. Yes.
Yep. And hats. So listen, it's www.legacyjourneys.net/swag. All right, and with that being said, this is your host, Carlton.
And I'm Liv.
And this is the Legacy Journeys podcast, where we embrace, explore, and evolve relationships. We'll see y'all on the next episode. Peace.